Jedediah Bila.
How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Long time no see.
I know. Welcome.
How you doing?
Sit down.
Take a seat.
Welcome, welcome. Jedediah Bila.
Boy.
My old
Look at all
friend.
these. Oh, Sean Hannity. I knew that was coming at me.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was somehow involved with Michael Cohen?
No. Did I know?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're saying you saw that coming. So like
I saw that coming just because coming from Fox News. And,
Oh, on the
you
paper.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he, oof.
I like Sean a lot.
I do too.
I like him because he's stuck up for Opie and Anthony. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
did he
And
really?
he's always been good to me too. So that's how I
Oh.
judge people, how they treat me. I don't care who his lawyer is. I don't give a shit. Sean's been good to me, and I like him.
He was nice to me, and you're like, "Did you hear about?" Yeah, no, I heard he was cool when I met him. So.
When Anthony got fired that day, you know who texted me a concern? Sean.
He did.
And he's like, "Hey, give me his number. I want to reach out to him.
Right.
You know, and see what the fuck he's
Yeah.
doing. You know, he's actually
He's good like that.
Yeah, he is good like that.
Yeah.
It's funny if you do like nice things for people, it's like you're locked in for life sometimes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Other people, you can do nice things forever and they'll still shit on you.
Doesn't
though.
matter.
It's true. Can I say shit on this?
You
What's
can.
Yeah,
the-
we
what are the
prefer it.
rules? Oh, you'd prefer it? What is going on with these things?
I don't know. Let me see.
Oh, the headphones she's struggling with. All these years in media, and the headphones
And I
are what gets
can't
it.
even. I
It
mean,
happens.
Like, this
Yeah.
is-
Try
Oh,
that.
look at that. See, I needed a pro.
Well, yeah.
What would I do
I'm
without
the
you,
last
Sam?
professional broadcaster.
What would I do without you? You know what it is? My head's too small.
That's why
Do
I
you
made
have a
it
little head?
small.
I
Yeah.
have an exceptionally small. Like it's disturbing.
We had that on the prep sheet, but we took it off. We're like, that's rude. Don't say that to her.
Yeah. Very known for her small head.
known for her really small head and her big personality.
So how's life? I mean,
I got married. Are we on the air?
we are.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
the whole time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why else
Yeah.
would Stan be adjusting your microphone?
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Are
Did
we
Roland
ever
tell you that when you
seriously
come
on
in?
the air? Are you serious?
You didn't say anything bad.
Oh my god.
Well,
What did I say?
yeah. This is
You
gonna
admitted
come
you had a
back
tiny
to-
head.
Yeah,
true.
people are gonna know now.
I do have an exceptionally small. I didn't know I was on the air.
You are. You're on.
All right,
You're
cool.
supposed, again. You
Man,
think.
you're lucky that I didn't say. Oh wow.
No, you're lucky that you didn't say.
Yeah.
Oh God, I
We
would have
would've
come
been-
for you,
Is
Sam.
that right?
next to me with that curly hair. I would have came right for you.
So
Wasn't warned.
How's it? I
By
mean,
the way, guests, when you come on this show, they don't warn you that you're on the air because they hope you'll say something really scandalous
Roland
when
is
you
supposed to
walk
tell
in.
you. You're
No.
on the air.
we told her not to with you. We were
Oh,
like,
just
because she talks.
All
She
right,
talks.
she's a
So I said,
talker.
just
All
yeah,
right.
don't tell her she's on the air, and we'll see how long we can keep her going.
All right, sounds
Yeah,
good.
that was the plan.
Now I know I'm mic'd, so
So
hot mic.
you-
There we go.
well, yeah, that's what we also when we like shove these big things
Yeah,
in
well,
people's
listen.
faces, we go like they might be
They
picking
might
up sound.
be picking up sound.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'm a little slow on the uptake.
Well, you've been
Yeah.
What are you doing with yourself right now?
So I just finished a book, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to change the world. It comes out in October. It's like the best book ever.
What's the-
Mostly because it's about me. No, it does have a lot of my personal stories in it. I can't talk about it too much because I'm not allowed to release the title or anything. It's like
Well, what
terrible
way is it
timing.
gonna change the
People are so
world?
secretive about weird
So,
things, aren't they? Book
not
companies?
me though,
No, I
but
know.
they're like, it's like it's got to be timed. I'm like, I'm going on air. Why not? Like, now's the time.
Right.
No. But it's amazing. It's gonna. So basically, I've been writing it. It's done now. Just shot the cover. Got married. He's here. He's sitting on the floor. He's like, "Don't you dare come at me with that microphone." He's camera shy.
How did you
in
meet?
A big way. We met at the gym.
Wow.
Actually, yeah.
I'm 0 for 270 at the gym.
We
I've
met-
never, ever
Wait
met
a
anybody
minute.
at the
Really?
gym. Terrible.
How long did you meet him? How long ago did you meet him?
2.5 years.
We
a little more
talked
than
about
that.
him when you first started dating him when you came on and did the night show.
Did we?
And
What
it was
did I
like it was like a
say?
new relationship.
Oh my God! I
And we were
think
we were
talk
teasing you about
him,
it.
'cause-
And you married him.
and I married him.
Congratulations.
And he's here, so
Yeah.
shut up, Sam.
Now,
Stop talking.
How did it start? You were friends first, or did he approach you?
I actually thought. Can I say it? I thought he was gay. I did. I thought
so
he
does
was
every
gay.
woman who dates me.
I thought he was gay
They're right.
because he came over to me and made this funny. He was like, "Oh, some guy just hit on me. Am I doing something to make them want to do that?" And I thought, "Oh, he's trying to pick up guys. Let me help him out. I'm great. Like I have a ton of gay friends. I know exactly what to tell you." Turns out he wasn't. He had just made a really weird kind of flirtatious. Like it was him trying to be flirty, but
Right.
it didn't happen. So
You didn't take it as
yeah.
flirty. You're like,
I
"Oh,
took
it's
it
a
as
gay guy."
this is gonna be like my right hand. Like everybody wants the gay best friend.
Sure.
I was like, I found him at the gym. Turns out, no, I married him. But
when did you realize he wasn't gay? Like when did you realize? Like, wait, that was a
Fourth
mistake?
date?
No, we went the first time. The first time we hung out, I thought we were hanging out as friends, and we had a burger, and he was like throwing little cute. Like he's he's like a little goofy, which I love, and he doesn't flirt exceptionally well, which is why I chose him, because I like, if you know anything about me, I like that kind of like goofy, like Peter Parker, a little lost, like, and he was trying to flirt, and I was like, oh wow, he's not gay, and he likes me, and he's a little goofy, so it hit, that's when it, and we did a bunch of walks together. It was very romantic.
You like walks?
Read about, I like long walks and slow talks.
It was like a Sicilian Michael Corleone courtship.
Exactly. Exactly.
But that is going to be covered in your book.
Oh, yeah. I talk about that. I talk about an ex-boyfriend. I talk about, it gets embarrassing. I mean, the book is indeed, it's a lot of personal stuff people are going to want to read.
It's just amazing because I believe like 2 years ago when we talked, you were talking about how you wanted to write a book.
Yep.
You're talking about first meeting this guy in the gym that you were just dating.
See, look, this is called, you make a checklist and you just go right down.
You did it.
I did it all.
You did it all. And in the meantime, you were on The View for a while.
I was on The View.
Became this big celebrity person.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm still, notice how I came back to where it counts. See?
Same person.
See?
What
Right
happened
here.
on The View? Did you leave voluntarily, or did they ask you to leave?
I knew you were going to get to the juice of everybody in this building. I didn't leave voluntarily. I had just signed.
Ouch.
I have to be very careful about how this is all said, but I had signed for a new season. I think about like a week and a half before. Was super excited. In fact, they released all this really cool merchandise with all of our faces on it, and I was like, I had just put a post up like, oh my god, I've never been on a mug before. Then my mom was like, ooh. And it was like, she still has the mug and it's like a really tender spot, but no, I don't know, like I don't know what happened.
How do they let you know?
Wow.
Enjoy the mug.
I got a phone call. I actually just got a phone call and was kind of told, but I can't really talk about this.
Well,
to be honest, I'm not supposed to really get into it. But the only thing I can say is I don't know. Like, everybody says, well, why'd you leave? And I'm like, I don't have an answer for you. I wish I could explain. I have one thing I will say. I have a great relationship with everybody on that set. I get along with every single host. 2 of them were at my wedding. I mean, I communicate with all of them. Sunny and Sarah. Oh. Actually, I'm sorry. Sunny and Sarah were invited to the wedding. We were very tight. Sarah couldn't come. Mm-hmm. Sunny was at the wedding with her husband. Close with Whoopi. Like, Joy, just texted her a couple of weeks ago. Got along with all the producers. Never had a fight. There's no drama. Everybody looks for drama at The View. I had zero drama. Love them all to pieces. Even the producers, like, love them. I had no beef.
Is it a but any type of phone call like that, we've all gotten them in our lives. It's like, look, we love you. We're fans. But right now, they just, the direction they want to go in. There's always, and my manager falls for it every time. He's like, Jim, they're fans. I'm like, John, shut up. They're not. No one's a fan, and then goes, you got to go. But it happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, the one thing I will say that was really nice was that I got an outpouring from fans. And a lot of them were from liberals. Like, I'm this libertarian conservative kind of warrior, and a lot of the liberals were like, we're really going to miss you. Like, what happened? And the thing that I was just most upset about is I didn't want people to think that the fans that I just got up one day
and left
because I didn't want the tough debate, or I didn't want to. I love that stuff, and I love those women, and I root for them at home all the time. I'm talk to Sunny all the time. I'm like, go girl, I have no beef.
You
so
still
I didn't
watch
want
it?
To be. Occasionally I will. Yeah, if Sunny tells me there's going to be something cool on, I'll turn it on and I'll watch her. And I occasionally will flip it on.
Were you there when Obama or Trump was there?
I was not there. I was there for Hillary Clinton. Okay. That was my last interview that I did was with Hillary Clinton.
What's the security like that day when you go into work?
A lot. You're like, you feel like you never feel less important because you realize what it looks like when you're there versus when she's there. You're like, wow, nobody cares about me at all. But
is that a nerve-wracking day, especially for you? Because like your role on the show is to be the contrarian to her, and you're the only one. Like, nobody's going to be on your side, but at the same time, you can't say anything that's like disrespectful because it's a big guest booking.
Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, it was definitely, I had to kind of figure, I wanted to ask her about her emails, and that's the question I didn't get out. I asked her a important question I thought about how I felt that she was a little tone deaf. I felt that the book read tone deaf, and she really wasn't acknowledging why she lost. I don't think she loved that question.
Yeah,
probably not.
You know?
No, tone deaf is never good.
Yeah, and then I said it, and then of course when I left, I didn't know that I wasn't going to be there the next week, and everybody was writing like, "Oh, did she get fired because of Hillary Clinton?" And I was like, "What?" Like,
that was the story that was everywhere, that Hillary Clinton got her fired. That was the story,
and I was like, I have no idea. Like, I don't think so. I mean, I didn't get any, certainly didn't get any scolding for it or anything.
That would make you feel good, though, to know, like, okay, well, if I'm going to get fired, at least it's because Hillary Clinton was so offended by my tough questions.
I was like, imagine what would have happened to me if I asked about the emails, though. But,
was that your first time meeting her?
Yes, that was my first time meeting her.
So when you're on the show and she's being brought in, and she's obviously running for president, there's a huge amount of security. What's the process of meeting her before the show? Does everybody kind of get to say hello first, or do you only meet her on set?
You can go up. She was on the second floor, so all of our makeup rooms were on the first floor. She was on the second floor, and you were able to go up and say hello. I didn't do that just because it was like a ton of people. It was like crazy. So I think there were a few of us that didn't do that. Maybe Joy might have gone up. I'm not sure. I think Joy has a photo of like Hillary's reading Joy's book and Joy's reading Hillary's book. I'm not sure if they took that before or whatever, but I didn't go up. And the first time I saw her was backstage, and I was very polite to her. She was very polite to me. And it's kind of bizarre though, because I spent a really long time sort of picking on her before that, and I'm sure she knew it. I mean, I was digging in on those emails like nobody else.
They're used to it, though.
It drove me crazy.
Most of them are pretty used to that shit.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what you do.
Well, it was different, though. Like Hillary, because we had Joe Biden on as well, and Joe Biden was awesome. Joe Biden, like, leaned in and was like,
Of course he did.
I bet he did, yeah. Let me tell you something, Jedediah. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But he was like, he was like, I'm a big fan. He did say that. And it was like not quite, not in the creepy way you said it, but it was different. He was a very warm, kind of personable. Hillary was kind of standoffish. I find it hard to kind of.
That's probably why she lost. People didn't feel connected to her.
That's
100%.
Right.
Did you have Bernie Sanders on the show?
We had Bernie on, yeah.
Because I remember you had a thing for Bernie Sanders.
I do like Bernie.
Yeah, do you really?
I was feeling the burn when I was here last time. I do like him. I do. I think he's so sweet, and he's like a little grumpy, and I like a little grumpy guy, I did. And I think we had a conversation that time about how I used to think I was going to I actually thought I was going to marry like an 80-year-old. No joke. My dad used to be like, just make sure he's younger than me. And they thought I was going to go to the old age home. And like, I used to love, even when I was in grad school, well, when I was in college, I dated a much older guy. He was like 35 and I was 19. So it started there.
Wow, good for you. What did you like about that? Was it the maturity level, the lack of bullshit? Or
because I wasn't a drinker. I wasn't a partier. I was kind of an old soul. I grew up by like 10. I was like an adult. So I was always hung around adults. I was an only child. And I hung out with my mom and her friends, and I just liked being around mature people. And in grad school, I remember I took a class, and I was like, Mom, this teacher's so cute. And she looked at the picture, and she's like, he's got to be 65 years old. And I was like, and your point is what? So Bernie was like, just my type.
Right.
And then I go and marry like a 26-year-old, so go figure.
You married somebody younger.
Wow. Younger, yeah. What are you trying to say? How do you know I'm not 26?
Well, I was going to say the same age.
No.
There you go.
I remembered he was younger because we teased you a lot about the fact that he was younger.
You did tease me.
Yeah.
You did, actually.
Yeah, but you married him, so I was wrong.
Him, so
I was wrong.
Yep.
I was wrong. Do you, when you find out that you're not on The View anymore, at first do you go into a panic because like you were like going up, right? You go from Fox News to kind of this giant leap onto The View, and now everybody's talking about you, and you maybe we're not ready to figure out what's next.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared. But I was honestly, I was a little sad at first, just because I've never, I had never been in a place that I worked where I became really friendly with the people, and that was like my family.
Right.
So I genuinely felt a little bit of sadness. And then I started, of course, as everyone does, you're like, what did I do? What happened? I didn't know what happened. I still don't know what happened. I don't have an answer. So I don't know what it was or what happened. And then I panicked because I was like, wow, every show on earth just started for the season. Where am I going to work?
Right.
Like, this is a terrible time for this to happen. But I was getting married in February, and I had this book that I was excited about, luckily in process. And the second that happened, I got swarmed by a bunch of people that were like, hey, you want to do this meeting or you want to come here? And I was like, okay, I'm going to be fine.
Were you were you worried, though, that when you told him he was going to go, I wanted to marry someone from The View?
No, actually, that's really funny. Imagine.
That was his hang up.
Can you imagine? And then it's over. No, actually, he like. One thing that's really good about him is that he doesn't care about any of the celebrity stuff.
Oh, really?
At all. And he's not from this world at all. He's, he works in publishing. At the time he was a tech guy, and he's a very like down to earth. So that was my saving grace. Like him and my parents, who my mom's hilarious and would just make tons of jokes about it.
How long before you were supposed to go on did that actually happen?
Before I was supposed to go
on? How
long
long before you were supposed to start filming again did that happen?
We had already started the season, actually.
So
I did 1 full year. I had actually tested for the show a bunch the year prior, which was, I guess, before I got hired. So I did a bunch of shows, which was a great time, but I wasn't officially part of the team. And then I joined for the 20th season. And then we started season 21. I think I did like a week and a half. So I had signed on, like I had re-upped. So I don't know. I thought that was going to be my life. I always look in television in terms of like a year. You never know what's going to happen after a year, but I had just re-upped. So I think it was like maybe like a week and a half in.
A week and a half into a new season, and then you get the phone call?
Yeah.
But nothing happened. Nothing
weird.
I had no drama.
Did they want you to go after Hillary harder, do you think? Or did you not? Did you go after her too hard?
No, I don't know. I didn't hear. And when I tell you I don't know, like I had no issue. No, I never got into a fight at that.
Right.
Not one. It was so funny. Like people were like writing, of course, every tabloid writes everything. And they wrote like, oh, her hair and makeup people. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like my hair girl did my wedding, does every appearance. She's not here today because she couldn't. She lives in Connecticut and she couldn't. So I have an amazing person filling in. But I had like, my makeup artist came with me. I did a Lifetime special. I last year interviewed Abby Lee Miller before she went to jail, the Dance Moms teacher.
Yeah. Who's that?
She's on Dance Mom. She's like the teacher, the really controversial, mean. Everybody thinks she's mean. She's really not. But I interviewed her before she went to jail.
Right?
Yeah, she yelled at kids.
Yeah. Why is she in jail?
For yelling
money
at kids?
Stuff. No, she like hid
a
bunch of money, and I did the interview, and I brought my makeup artist from The View with me because I love and adore Karen.
But I read that you guys didn't get along.
Not true.
I read that there was hostility.
Not true. Like so, it's funny.
Yes.
That's the worst.
I read
part.
you threw hot coffee on her at The View.
Right, exactly. People were like, "Oh, she was bringing in pictures of Kim Kardashian and saying I want to look like her," and I'm like, no, that's what we do in TV. We're like, hey, this makeup, can we do this today? Like that was the hardest part for me, I think, is just reading. That was the first time I ever read stuff about me that was totally wrong. And you can't say anything because you're like, what am I going to say? It's ridiculous. This is all fake. This is all fake news.
What's it been like in that whole process? Not only because, I mean, your profile has kind of stayed pretty high after The View.
Yeah.
But like it went way up. Like you were known, you were on Fox and you're doing stuff here and there. And then once you get on network television, it's like your profile is on another level. What was it like for you dealing with the fact that like people in large numbers know who you are and care about what you say, negative and positive?
I think it was, I don't think I ever really thought about it like that because I always think of myself as a very regular girl from Staten Island with an opinion. And I never feel like a celebrity or feel like a big, I just feel like this is what I do. I show up, I give my opinion. The one thing I will say is that people, you read about yourself in ways like, I remember posting like a picture of myself the weekend we got engaged in a bikini and it was like on the Daily Mail. And I'm like, who cares like about me at all? Like no one ever cared at that level. So I think you're not used to that. And then of course, the speculation about, oh, why'd she leave this or why? And an awareness that whatever job you do take is going to be a story. Everything I do becomes kind of a story.
Totally.
And it's like you don't really ever feel like why. You're like, you don't get it. You don't really understand what that is.
I'm not doing anything differently than anybody else.
Do you find yourself watching what you say? Like do you get, like the higher it goes, do you get more cautious?
Not really. I mean, that's probably a problem for me, but I'm very candid. I really, like when I say I don't know, it means I don't know. Or, I don't, because I feel like the reason I have a job is because I wasn't a bullshitter. I wasn't someone who got on TV and had talking points or lied to the audience. I'm just a regular person and I want to prove that you can be honest and normal and real. And, if something sucks, you say that sucks. Or if like something's shitty, you're like, or if you don't know, you say I don't know. So I'm sticking with that. And, if I say I can't talk about something, it's just like a legal issue. But that's, other than that, I'm...
Do you Do you see something like the Comey interview and go like, I wish I had a national outlet to get on and spout my opinion on this? Or are you okay not doing
I mean,
that?
I've been doing, you know, I did Greg Gutfeld's show a couple of times, and I'm being very selective. Like I do have, could I
Jim
be
Norton
on,
and Sam Roberts.
Right, exactly.
One of those,
Jim Norton, Sam Roberts, a bunch of interviews here. I'm picky though, because I'm used to being in a host position now. So when I'm a guest on a show, I get a little antsy.
Yeah.
I want to ask questions. I want to jump in.
Go ahead, we'll tell you whatever you want to know. Go ahead, fire away. I'm ready.
Ready to turn the tables. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but no, I could. This sounds terrible for me. You know, I don't want to say that. It sounds like very like, oh, she thinks who she is. But no, could I be on TV every day talking about stuff? Sure. But it's not, I don't want to be part of that scene. I have something really specific that I want to do next. And I can't announce anything, but I'm going somewhere. And then you'll understand. And I'll be back here to talk about it.
You are going somewhere.
I am going somewhere.
Can you say, at least give us a timeline?
Yeah, when you coming back to talk about it?
I can't really say anything.
Within 6 years.
Yes.
Okay. It's within 6 years.
It's within this year. So you can.
Okay.
I am going somewhere, and it'll be really cool. And yeah, but I don't feel the need to be everywhere all the time.
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask you too, because you spent a lot of time at Fox, as did I at one point. Yeah. But you've obviously a different way of being looked at. Did you ever have any issues there with because there was so much stuff with like Roger Ailes and all these like stuff? I'm such an
sexual
ignorant idiot.
misconduct.
Yeah, I had no idea that shit was happening.
Yeah,
well, it wasn't happening to you. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you didn't get sexually harassed by Roger Ailes?
No,
I'm shocked.
No,
Jim, I want you in something slinkier.
Even older gay men don't harass me. Nobody wants to touch me. But did you ever have any? Did you ever see it?
No, you know, I saw flirting between people. I never saw what I would call harassment, because what I saw was mutual. I didn't get harassed. I said this on The View. Nobody believed me, but Roger was actually the guy that I would go to if I had an issue. Like, I would pound down the door and be like, I want to see Roger Ailes, and go in. And I think he and I had an understanding. I remember he made a comment to me at one point. It wasn't sexual or anything, but it was a little sarcastic. And I answered him in my Brooklyn Italian, like, whoa, hey, yo, kind of thing. And he laughed, and he was like, you're a tough cookie. And we kind of had that mutual respect of, since day one, I didn't have any issue with him. I never got sexually harassed. But I'm also the type of person, I don't hang out after work. I don't drink. I go in, I do my work, I leave. I'm like a no drama girl, but no one bothered me. Everybody, I mean, it sounds boring, but I had a great experience there.
Did it make you feel any type of way when you found out all these people were getting sexually harassed and you weren't?
What the fuck's wrong with me? No, no, not at all. I felt really lucky, actually, that I dodged, you know, whatever. I felt bad, too, because, you know, people would say, I think a lot of people wanted me to speak out. And I kept saying, look, this is terrible if this happened to these women, but this wasn't my experience. I didn't have this experience. You know, I was in Bill Schein's office a bunch. I was in Roger's office a bunch. I was in dealing with male producers all the time. I sat on the set with, you know, Eric Bolling and... nobody real. I think I just have an air. Like, I come in, I do my work, I leave. I'm not interested in any kind of flirtation.
And Greg doesn't foster that kind of environment anyway. At least at Red Eye, like he's not like that. Like he's funny.
He's funny, but he's super appropriate. And he's like, you know. And I did a lot of that. I think it also depends what shows you do a lot of. You know, I did Outnumbered. It was all women, and then One Lucky Guy. But that wasn't that energy. I feel there is like a very competitive energy at Fox. It's very like, you feel like, who's going to be in my seat next? You know, it's very that way. But that wasn't my experience. What could I say?
That was a fun show, Red Eye. I used to do it every Monday. That was so much fun.
I just did Greg's show, and I said to him, you know, they really shouldn't have gotten rid of that show. That 3 a.m. was such a great.
It was a great time.
Just to let loose and talk about stuff in a way that nobody else talks about it. Right. And kind of be inappropriate, not vulgar, but, you know, just enough inappropriate to make everybody happy.
Just talk like a person.
Talk like a person.
But that's why because once Greg was gone, Tom Shalhoub did a nice job, but then they probably figured risk reward. There's a bunch of people. They're bringing comedians on. They're saying a lot of like, what's the upshot?
And people and audiences started to get more and more sensitive.
Right.
Yeah, this can only be a problem for us.
Right.
So what are we doing? You know, it's one of those things where talking head shows with comics, it's just a problem.
But Tom, honestly, like, is so straight-laced.
He is.
Like, I always say to him, I'm like, Tom, you look like you should be like, you know, managing like an ice cream truck in 1955. You know, he's got that. He's my friend, so I can say that. But he's like so like, you know, just peachy clean. I feel like if anybody could do a show like that and not be
controversial.
Like, I mean, I worked with Sherrod, so and I love him, but you never know
when you meet Tom and you find out he does like barbershop quartet. You're like, yeah. Right. Like it's not you're not like really. You're like, yeah, I could see you doing barbershop quartet.
Yeah. What is Andy Levy doing?
Andy's at CNN.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he works with Essie on Essie has Essie has that HLN show. Oh, okay. And he's at HLN doing, I think he's like kind of like I don't know if sidekick is like an inappropriate word or whatever, but he's like her, right hand man. Right. So that's what they're doing. I haven't really been in touch with him. Auntie and I used to live in the same building.
Really?
Yeah, we used to live in the same building. I used to see him all the time.
So did me and Greg, actually.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think I knew him back then. I think he told me that years later.
Okay.
That we lived in the same, me, him, and Bob Kelly in the same building.
Oh wow.
I know. It's a real drop off after Greg. And what are you promoting? Obviously, you're on Twitter because they're telling us we have 1 minute left with you. It's Jedediah Bila.
At Jedediah Bila. Same Instagram at Jedediah Bila. Book comes out October 9th. I can't talk about it yet, but
it's life-changing though.
It's like you're gonna look at your whole life differently. I'm not even kidding. And I'm going to the Emmys, the daytime Emmys, in a few weeks. Hopefully, I win.
Are you nominated?
I'm nominated for a host for The View.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
If I come in next time, I'll bring the Emmy. Yeah. You're gonna every time you see me from here on in, I'm gonna have the Emmy if I win. So.
Is it a group nomination? How does that work?
It is. It's for the host. Yeah, it's for all of us, and Megan's included because she's on the show this year. So
shove it right down their throats. Right down their throats.
Who's now
Megan,
where I was.
Okay,
yeah. So she's in the group as well.
I didn't know she was on. I don't watch.
Yeah,
good for her. I love
Do you get along with Megan?
I don't know her that well, but I have in the past. Yeah. I mean, I worked with her a little bit at Fox, and we've had some exchanges. I remember once asking her for like a referral from a makeup artist in LA, and she's always been really nice to me.
Yeah,
so I wish
she's
her the
a really
best.
sweet person.
Yeah, I wish her the best.